So welcome everyone to our Sunday evening meditation and weekly energy forecast. I'm Juna.
Sabina.
And we're from Synergy in Motion. And what we do every week is synthesize the best of Gene Keys, human design, the I Ching, and we bring it home to you in a palatable bites so that you have something to begin your week with and to contemplate during the week. And there's an energy that's in the air. It's based on the sun, and it's global, no matter which hemisphere you live in. So it's available to all. And so again, we're in this coming week. It starts Tuesday, September 27 to October 2. And we're going to be focusing on correction, the energy of correction, perfection. In the original I Ching, it's called remedying. And it's number 18 of the hexagrams. And it's this innate quality that we have as humans to want to live a better life, to make things better, to improve. And at the same time, that desire and that need to improve and to make better can sometimes feel heavy and can feel judgmental, especially when you externalize it, you put it onto someone else. And as some of you know, we're in this quarter of relationships and bonding. So this is also a hexagram, a section in the hexagrams where we're applying the knowledge of working in relationships. So, have you ever saw some behavior in your partner or a friend or a lover that needed to be corrected?
Never.
Or animals. We were talking about animals, and and your place and your workplace and all of these things that need to be fixed and corrected and made more beautiful or made more functional. And it is a beautiful quality. And in the Gene Keys, the city level and the gift level is integrity and perfection. And it is really beautiful when something comes together and it really works and there's a flow, and we enjoy that, right? So we also want to keep that in mind. Yet when we're at the shadow aspect, it can really feel judgmental. And I was having different conversations with people this week, and someone was just feeling super judgmental about someone in their life and feeling guilty about it. And I thought, wow, it's so on point for where we're at. And so, when this energy is present, you want to look at yourself. It's just a time to look within and see this dynamic going on. It might resonate with you, it might not, or you might see it in other people. You might see other people really judging others or whatever. And when I wrote in the email today about this, I entitled it "The Gift of Dissatisfaction." And what is the gift of being dissatisfied? Number one is it is a trigger to, something's not working here. Something's off, something's not working. This dissatisfaction, it can show up like maybe anger, frustration, disappointment, bitterness, all of these things. It's just a trigger. And if we can take it as that trigger to make us look deeper rather than dwelling on, over-identifying with it and making it real, then we can actually learn from it and grow from it and step into that higher level of integrity and perfection and bring something actually new to the table rather than getting stuck in the judgment and the blame game. So,
And when you do get stuck in the blame game and you notice that you make somebody right or wrong, including yourself, first of all, always become aware that something is unfolding. Oh, I'm slipping into judgment. Your mind actually starts creating stories and justifications around something that isn't working for you. And instead of doing that, I love that question, is this so? Is this actually true? Is this really true for me? Am I sure that this is true for me? And that in itself already gives you a distance from your mind telling you, ooh, this should be better or this should be different, and me, that sweet little judgmental voice of your mind. So when you just ask that simple question, is this so? with the energy of it's a possibility, right? Somebody might be off, or you might be off. It might well be true, but that doesn't mean that you have to judge it. Just because you're off, or something is off, or someone is off, doesn't mean that they're good or bad. It's like, yeah, is this so? Huh, interesting.
It's just something that's happening right now, and it's through your filters. So, yeah.
And the trick is to catch that moment when it turns into a justification, right? The grass might be green, but it doesn't justify me having to dye my hair green, right? It's just this beautiful grass, but it doesn't mean that these little stubbles need to be green too, in the wider sense.
Yeah, so it's not identifying with the judgments or reacting to the judgments. It's just really holding your ground. So, even if you're judging yourself, which I don't know about you, but we all judge ourselves. So being able to look at your self-judgments with the same attitude. Oh, my mind is judging me right now. Interesting. That's what's happening. Is that so? Maybe not. I don't know. Let's check it out rather than coming to a conclusion. I think when we come to the conclusion about the judgment or the dissatisfaction, that's where we can, go spin down into the rabbit hole. So the gift of dissatisfaction is just kind of a flag. Oh, something's not working. I love that reframe. Oh, something's not working. Something's off. And then go and explore it a little bit more with some really powerful questions like, what is this? Can I change this? Is now the time to change this? Those kinds of questions.
And do I actually want to change it? I know a lot of people who love their stories and their judgment. There's a lot of energy, not necessarily nurturing, but there's a lot of energy and identification in those stories. And it's important to acknowledge that as well. It's not good, it's not bad, but sometimes we just have to enjoy the drama to the fullest so that we can say, you know what, I'm done with it. Right? We're working through something. So even in that holding on to the judgment and all that it's important not to be judgmental about that. I have times where I'm just like, and I'm not able to let it go. And just to be aware of that. No, I don't want to change it right now. I just really want to dive into the muck so that then I have the momentum to actually change it. And then I can ask, how can I change it? Right? So again, become aware. Something is not working for you when you're dissatisfied. If you're slipping into judgment, just ask yourself, is this so? Is this actually correct for me? Is this true for me? And then when you feel like this dissatisfaction and you're not necessarily in judgment, you can say, okay, can I change it? Do I actually want to change it? What is it going to take for it to change? What can I do to change it? Who can I be to change it? And is now the time to change it? So that you then take back the leads and actually engage with whatever doesn't work for you and possibly change it or not.
I wanted to add one little thing that I forgot at the beginning. I always like to talk about the symbol, the picture symbol of the I Ching, and the symbol is mountain over wind. So those are the trigram, mountain over wind. And if you think about it, the mountain is this stillness and it's heavy. And if it sits over top of wind, where can the wind go? And so what happens in the I Ching, it becomes stagnant and it decays and it needs to be remedied. So that's how we get that remedying and the correction. So wind is meant to fly and move, but if there's a mountain sitting on top of it, it decays and it goes bad. So stagnant, we need stagnant energy, and we need to remedy that with some movement. So I like to bring that in. Okay,
next one. Good. Thank you. Good. So let's take this into a meditation. Just take a moment to get comfortable, wriggle around.
Feel free to keep your cameras on or off, whatever is comfortable for you.
And take a deep breath into your belly. air go again with an out breath. And again, take that deep breath in, bringing you into the present moment. And with your out breath, letting go of tension, busyness, and the buzz of life. And another deep in-breath. And let it go. And keep your breath flowing deeply. And in that flow, allow yourself to come present with yourself, arriving home in that sacred space where you can be you. And really allow that space, that sacred space of you, to be strong. And expand it as far as you need it. And from that space, that safe, sacred space, become aware of an area in your life where you experience dissatisfaction, where you may be frustrated or angry or feel this bitterness. It's just not quite working for you. And you feel like you're spinning your wheels. There's this big mountain on top of your air, your wind, your creativity. And it's not quite moving. Feel that energy. Really connect with that. And just be the witness of it right now. You don't have to dive into it, just notice it. Allow yourself to play with the question without necessarily looking for an answer in your mind, but just Check in. What's going on there? What's happening? Be curious. Observe. Witness. And you might get an energetic awareness, a sensory awareness, so sound, or kinesthetic awareness. Or an image, a smell, or a thought. Just open up for awareness. And while you open up for awareness, just check in with yourself. Do you have any judgments there? Do you judge yourself? Or do you judge someone or something in that situation? And ask yourself if you have any judgment. Are those actually true for you? This is really so. And really listen to your heart, not to your mind in that question. Your mind might well be convinced that this is your truth and this is so. But listen to your heart, your knowing. And being aware a little bit more of what's going on and having cleared out some judgments, I invite you to open up to the energy of your muse, your creative muse. That energy that kisses your creativity, your creative genius awake. That quality, that being that allows you to go beyond what you have decided is so. That tickles forth your best, you. Allow that creativity, playfulness curiosity to come forth. And just together, play with that situation. Can you change it? Do you want to change it? If so, how could you change it? Who could you be? And really let yourself be creative with this. There's no limitation. Just play with this like a cat with a little toy. And if you find that you're trying to find a solution with your mind, instead of inviting an awareness to come forth in its own time, just return to your breathing, the awareness of your breath, and start playing again, dancing with your creative muse. And while you are playing and waking up your creative genius, perceive the space expanding, your sacred space expanding into that situation. Creating room for change with no judgment, no pressure, just because the time is right to change. And in this transformative space, Let's together turn our attention to the world, the planet, in this moment in time, where so much right and wrong is present and so much needs to change. And let's just hold the unfoldings of this time in this space where we allow the creative muses to inspire us, to inspire those who can actually bring forth the change. And even though sometimes these situations can appear very dire, let's keep that playfulness, that creativity in those areas and that space. And allow your awareness to come back to your own sacred space again, still connected with the world and your muse. And just allow yourself in the next week, whenever you feel that the mountain of dissatisfaction, may be covered in judgment, is knocking the wind out of your creativity and keeping your life very stale and mediocre, to return to your sacred space, to tune into your creative genius, to dance with your muse, to expand your space playfully. And to change with grace, to change with ease. When the time is right. And also give yourself a big smile. A big thank you for being you, being on this adventure. You're doing really well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very, very grateful for you and you being here on the planet. Huge contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabina. Oh, that was amazing. So, we are at the end of our meditation. And you're free to go, or if you wanted to make a comment, you can unmute yourself. That was just amazing. I got a lot out of that myself, and I want to re-listen. I'm going to definitely re-listen to that one. There was a lot there for me, so I really appreciate that, where all that came from. And I'm really grateful for everyone who showed up live. It just makes my heart sing. Yes, makes my heart sing when you show up live. And for all of those listening in the future, may this bless you and reach into your heart and bring that change that's possible.
And we'll be here live next Sunday again, 7 o'clock or 7:15 if you like to chit chat.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Love you.